Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aries September 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, well, as far as September goes, the sun will be in Virgo from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So there could be very strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on health, work, employment, service rendered, an aunt, an uncle perhaps, the daily routine and hygiene. And given that this is Virgo energy, could be done with a lot of meticulous attention to detail, very systematic, methodical manner, very organized, being very scrupulous, but perhaps a little bit pensive and worrisome energy as well, and done with being a little bit judgmental and critical. And you might find yourself being a little bit more judgmental and critical of fellow employees at this time, and maybe even an aunt or uncle and people in your daily routine. So anyway, next thing up, the sun will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 22nd until the 30th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So anyway, this could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on relationships, business partnerships, others in general, the significant other, open adversaries, legalities, negotiations, and even a grandmother perhaps. Now, given this is Libra energy, this may be done with a lot of Libra-like, unfortunately, indecision and ambivalence, but also with charm, tact, and diplomacy, a lot of balance and fairness, and in a very equitable manner, with a lot of with a lot of harmony, and perhaps with a lot of bouncing ideas off others. So your relationships at this time can be done with a lot of intellectual sociability and also bouncing the ideas off one another. And anyway, next thing up, there will be a new moon in Virgo on September 9th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be a new, unfortunately for some, maybe a new Virgo-like ailment. It could be some intestinal issue or something other Virgo-like. Hopefully it won't be any hypochondriac tendency started. But it could be a new worrisome matter that's in your daily routine as well. And you may be rekindling perhaps a connection with a Virgo aunt or uncle, or one that embodies Virgo-like characteristics. This could be about a new Virgo thing of employment. It could be something connected with health, fitness, nutrition, detailing, computer programming, and even data entry, something that could be Virgo-like. And also a new period of incorporating health into your daily routine, perhaps. So anyway, well, the next thing up, there will be a full moon in Aries on September 24th. So the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So anyway, this could be a time for Aries where you may become exasperated, full, tired of somebody from your early childhood that might be acting in a rather bellicose, combative, or egocentric manner, overly aggressive. This could be a time also too where it could be a contentious situation may actually come to an end, which might inspire you to do something Aries-like as far as a beginning goes. This could also be of putting a lot of that full aggressive energy into doing something with the physical body, especially if this is actually hitting one's 1st house and their ascendant. So anyway, and well, the next thing up, the Mercury will be in Leo as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 6th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be a time where you might be a conversation dominator with people, and you might be romantically involved in with children, lovers. It could be about, perhaps unfortunately, boasting about superficial interludes. This could also give, though, exceptional creative writing ability, and maybe thinking about being really extroverted and gregariousness, and this could impact your perhaps your popularity to some degree. And spending generously, perhaps might be thinking about spending extravagantly and generously on speculative matters at this time. And perhaps Leo siblings might figure more prominently in terms of your fun, amusement, and enjoyment. Anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Virgo as far as September goes, from the 6th until the 22nd. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be about really there could be a lot of extrapolation of data in work and health related matters, projecting where you want to be health-wise and work-wise, employment-wise at a certain point in time. Perhaps more analytical communications with employees, people in your health life, in your daily routine. And remember that Mercury can also be about siblings, so it could be where Virgo siblings or ones that embody Virgo-like characteristics might, and it could be Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or ones that embody Virgo-like characteristics might impact your daily routine more than usual, and even factor in your health and your work life, and even the service that you may render. But be guard against becoming overly judgmental in your communications with aunts, uncles, and other people that may be in your daily routine. Next thing up, Mercury will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 22nd until the 30th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be where Libra siblings, Libra Sun, Moon, Ascendant siblings, or ones that embody Libra-like characteristics could figure more prominently in your relationships at this time. This could be about very equitable and balanced spending on others, and even legalities perhaps, and also speaking with a lot of tact, diplomacy, and charm with 7th house people, such as the grandmother, others in general, the significant other, if applicable. Also talking about art, beauty, refinement, and also you might be more loquacious with open adversaries at this time, more so than usual. So anyway, next thing up. Venus will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 9th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Well, this could manifest perhaps in balanced spending in terms of legalities, the significant other, perhaps maybe a fair legal settlement takes place and transpires. This could be about the love and enjoyment of peace and harmony and refinement with others in general. It could be where you might be getting some possible legal settlement at this time, and also valuing justice more so than often in fairness as far as open adversaries may go. If you are unattached, Aries, this could be a time where you might connect with a Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant person, or one that embodies Libra-like characteristics in a 7th house venue, such as something with negotiation, the court matter, or the law in general, or something with arbitration. Anyway, next thing up. Venus will be in Scorpio as far as September goes, from the 9th until the 30th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Well, if unattached, Aries, you might connect with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant person, or one that simply embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. It could be one, maybe you meet in some astrological venue, or maybe in something connected with psychology, or something else 8th house related, such as an insurance location. And this could be a time where you value more provocative, intimate connections at this time, and really enjoy and value going beyond the superficial. And in terms of your intimate relationships, it could even be inheritance matters or insurance. And also in the enjoyment of digging deep at this time. So, and perhaps that love of something Scorpio-like, such as a supernatural astrology with somebody you're in an intimate relationship with. Anyway, next thing up. Mars will be in Capricorn as far as September goes from the 1st until the 10th. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be about injecting a lot of serious disciplined energy into career matters, matters with authority figures, the dominant parent even. It could be about putting also, it could be where the situation with the dominant parent, authority figures, people prominent in your career might be more contentious and acrimonious than usual. It could be where there's arguments with these people regarding business, politics, and the government. And also it could be a lot of this regimented, consistent energy going into improving your stature in life and attaining status and recognition at this time as well, and improving public image and reputation. Anyway, next thing up. Mars will be in Aquarius as far as September goes from the 10th until the 30th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be a situation with friends, acquaintances, even stepchildren if applicable. That could be more acrimonious, contentious than usual. You might be more angry over perhaps idiosyncratic, bizarre, unusual behavior with them. This could be more combative situations with friends over goals, aspirations in the future, but also perhaps injecting a lot of energy perhaps into Aquarius, like things such as innovation, computers, electronics, astrology, aerospace, and this could be done in group-related situations or with friends and acquaintances. So anyway, next thing up. Jupiter will be in Scorpio still, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be about having strong luck and fortune, perhaps through making a deep major change or transformation. Also could be very fortuitous for unveiling secrets, perhaps regarding an inheritance matter. It could be over somebody you're having some intimate, deep relationship with, and going beyond subterfuge and superficiality with these people. Now, also too, this could be a period too where you might be exploring a very profound, deep philosophy regarding transformation and death as well, and putting a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm into maybe digging deep into 8th house matters. It could be over an inheritance, an insurance matter. It could even be over a death of somebody at this time as well. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be the way this could manifest. This could be about limitations and restrictions and matters pertaining to your career. It could be dealing with authority figures, perhaps at this time, perhaps improving your public image and reputation. And it also could manifest perhaps in taking care of a debilitated, perhaps a dominant parent, which is often the father, or someone prominent in your career. It might be over something Capricorn related, something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and might be making you feel somewhat melancholy and despondent at this time. And in the early part of the month of September, the Saturn will still be retrograde, and a lot of times when it's retrograde, you may not be cognizant of your limitations and restrictions. So just be careful as far as taking an overload of career responsibilities and other 10th house matters you may not be able to handle. Anyway, next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus still. So the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, you might be showing a lot of unusual persistence and perseverance in financial matters. Monetary matters may be more erratic and sporadic than usual at this time. Taurus friendships might factor in more significantly to one's self-worth and self-esteem. They could actually be Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant friends, or ones that simply embody Taurus-like characteristics, people that might simply be very loyal, steadfast, persistent, and have good powers of perseverance. But you might be going through a lot of financial fluctuations and disruptions at this time, or maybe even generating income from something Uranus-like, such as innovation, astrology, computers, or electronics. Anyway, next thing up. Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 12th houses will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be about perhaps where aunts and uncles might be somewhat unclear and nebulous. You might be, in some isolated cases, you might be dealing with a confounding or confusing mental illness. You might be experiencing more chaos in your private life at this time, or you might feel like your private life is maybe dissolving or dissipating to some degree. In some cases, alcohol and drugs could be the self-undoing. And also, it might be a time where you might be enjoying something Neptune-like in a solitude and seclusion, such as the metaphysical, something with the mystical, spirituality, and or photography, or even chemistry, and also could manifest in showing a lot of self-sacrificing energy with the less fortunate at this time. So anyway, next thing up, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be a time where you might be dealing, in some cases, sadly, with perhaps a death of a dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be somebody prominent in your career, perhaps, or playing a role in your reputation if you have some promoter or what have you. Also, to guard against becoming overly obsessive and fixated on career matters at this time, and becoming overly power hungry as far as that goes. There may be upheavals and power struggles with authority figures at this time with the dominant parent. Also, too, this could be about, I mean, in some cases it could be some kind of obliteration of one's reputation, but in some cases it could also be trying to attain strong power in connection, getting power over that. So anyway, next thing up, well, the North Node will be in Leo still, so the 5th house will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, when you're talking about the North Node in transit, this could be about issues that one may have to confront or address, and this could be about confronting perhaps an overbearing, arrogant, extravagant, domineering, perhaps child, maybe somebody you're in a romantic relationship with, somebody prominent in your fun, amusement, or enjoyment. This could also be about maybe taking pride and dignity in creative endeavors, and with children, and with romance, and really having enjoyment for yourself, and doing something of a creative nature, tackling it with a lot of courage and self-assuredness, doing, or maybe even something of a speculative nature, where you might, maybe issues where you might be a little bit extravagant and you might have to hold back, or maybe where you're forced to spend a little bit more money on some 5th house matter. Anyway, next thing up, the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Aquarius, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, well, one way this could manifest perhaps as a formidable Aquarius adversary, could be a friend or acquaintance or somebody you know in some group, club, or organization may emerge. This could also be about what may put one in a strong state of fear or trepidation. And that could, in some cases, be maybe having, maybe being tied down to some kind of maybe a future that might look somewhat bland or somewhat monotonous, or a really an overly conventional or mundane future, I would say, could be a possibility. And you might see a stepchild, a friend, acquaintance might be acting in a rather bizarre, idiosyncratic, or unusual manner at this time. Anyway, next thing up, Chiron will be in Aries as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 26th. So the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted in some cases for Aries, especially if this is the actual 1st house in a natal chart. This could be about the danger of some physical wounds connected with the face, could be headaches, could be the upper jaw, as well as something with the head, could be dealing with some kind of wounds, emotional wounds, maybe by being overly confrontational or combative, maybe with someone you know from your early childhood, or maybe even lack of initiative and enterprise, dealing, trying to start something connected with new beginnings, and maybe just being overly acerbic or confrontational on a first impression. So Anyway, last but not least, Chiron is going to be going back into Pisces and will be there as far as September goes from the 26th until the 30th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could be about dealing with some emotional wounds and suffering connected with chaos, confusion in one's private life, confounding situations, or even a confounding mental illness in some cases. Drugs and alcohol could be the self-undoing, but I know that could apply in almost any instance, regardless of a transit, but it could be more pronounced and emphasized with this as opposed to most. And also trying to deal with confusion over hidden adversaries at this time, and also this is also something that, remember that Chiron is the wounded healer, so in the ways that you might be struggling and suffering in connection with Chiron and Pisces and the 12th house, you could help others deal with comparable situations with a lot of Pisces, like compassion, empathy, self-sacrifice, and sensitivity, and idealism. So anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aries September 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Taurus September 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.